Well, it's another beautiful day in Jamieland. And it's time to work on the sphere. Now that's what we like to see. Sun hitting the sphere. Awesome. Now I've been putting up cable because remember we're going to hang this thing. So I don't know if you can see. I've been going up these trees. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. And I've got cables connected to the trees with big lag screws into them. So this thing is a tree grip. And it's made out of cable. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's covered with like little bits of metal. So it's very rough. And that means that there'll be a lot of friction when it wraps around the cable that's going to the trees. So what I'm going to do, and I'll try and show you this, is I'm going to wrap this around this end of the cable, and then I wrap the second end around. So what you're left with is a very strong connection to the cable with a loop at the top that will go around the lag bolt that goes into the tree. Hopefully you can see this. I'm going to show you what it means to wrap the tree grip around the wire. So you just basically go like this. And you have to be really firm with it, but once it's around there, they say this is the sort of thing they use to hold like telephone poles up, so I'm not too worried that it's going to come off. The last bit is always really hard to get. And then you twist the other end around like this. And there, you have a really solid thing to hang the cable on. Now this particular cable, even though it's only like 5/16, I think, it's rated to 11,000 pounds. So I'm not awful worried that the cable is going to go. As a matter of fact, I was using an ordinary hacksaw to cut it, and I was going through one blade every time I tried to cut a piece of cable. So I had to buy this blade, which I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually a carborundum blade. And that's actually managing to hold up and cut the cable. So anyway, I better cut this piece. So just in case anyone was wondering how cold it was up here, well, I don't know if you can see it, but there are little chunks of ice floating around in my water bottle that weren't there when I brought it up from the car last night. So it's pretty cold up here. So here I am, up a 20-foot ladder. I'm going to put in some more bolts. This is Jamie's ladder from the dome. I confess, I stole it, but it was easier than climbing up these trees, which basically have no branches because the canopy is really high, until like 25 or 30 feet. So, and I've taken a bungee cord and wrapped it around the top so the ladder doesn't fall off. I've got my bag full of tools. I've got the electric drill, hammer, socket wrench, and the lag bolt clipped to my climbing harness, which I don't know if you can see. And I also have a length of rope, which I'm going to put around the tree, and I guess I should stop filming. So I'm basically standing on the part of the ladder they tell you not to stand on, which is the top couple of rungs, but I'm roped in around the tree, so I feel pretty safe. So now I'm going to drill. Well, this was interesting. I drilled into the tree, and all of a sudden the drill met no resistance, so this tree is hollow, which is not good. So I guess I'll have to go over to the street. Oh man, this is totally iffy. Even though I've tied it in here, that's not going to help much if this branch breaks here and this whole thing flips around, so I better do this quick. Well, that's it. That's the last one. Coming off the ground. It's actually slightly suspended. However, it turned in the air. And so the pentagon that I wanted on the bottom is now kind of listing. And this cable here is really stressed because it's going around the inside and it's making much more of an angle than I had anticipated that it would. So I think what I'm going to do is leave it like this, suspended by these 3 points. And when I come back, see whether or not any of them have ripped out of the trees. Now that is why I come up here. This is like so mellow.